Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wednesday,
Wednesday.
February 23rd,
4th.
24th. Anyway, welcome, guys, to the Ralph Graves Jr. Show. My name is Ralph Graves, and I obviously don't know what the date is today. Alejandro on Instagram Live. What's going on, bro? Thanks for checking us out. Good morning, everyone. Going to give you another great show today. We're going to talk about some stuff today. Time is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. Time is ticking. It is the end of February already. It's going to be a good day today here in the Northeast. They said 58 degrees. I'm excited about that. That sounds like I'm going to take a long walk today. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing
You guys
fine.
doing all right?
Yes.
Let's start with Kayer. How was your weekend? How was everything? You doing good today?
Yes.
You know, go ahead.
I can't remember the weekend. I probably didn't do anything though.
Right. I understand. All right. Good morning, Jasmine Jones over there on YouTube Live. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you out there. YouTube Live, welcome. Facebook Live, welcome. Instagram Live, welcome. Wherever you're watching this, thank you for being a part of it. Janae, good morning. How are you?
Pretty good.
How was your weekend?
It was, well, I remember wedding cake tasting from a spot. So
How'd that go?
it was cool. We wished that the flavors were punchier, like more
Yeah.
like you said it was lemon. Why is my face regular? Like
Right.
I
Hey, you know what I want to do? You know, you do have a wedding coming up. Hey guys, if you wanna contribute to if you want to bless Janae and her future husband and her wedding, Janae, you want to give out your Cash App or you want to tell them where you're registered?
Oh, well, I can give them what my wedding website is.
Yeah, go to Janae and Chris's wedding
Oh,
website if you'd like to bless these young people.
So you know how like people come up with a hashtag for their weddings and stuff like that?
I do.
Well, my hashtag is Padillas to their graves
Gotcha.
because my last name is Graves and his last name is Padilla. So it was like we'll be Padillas to our graves. So
Very
that's
good.
my wedding website.
So they can support you there. They can if anybody wants to support my daughter Janae and her future husband Christian, go to thenot.com/Padillas to their graves. And, bless them.
I like it. So that's what I did.
Kayer, I don't want to leave you out. What's your Cash App? Because they just need to bless you for being Kayer. What's your Cash App?
It's just my first and last name.
Good. Tell everybody. Let them bless you.
KYAIREBURT.
KYAIREBURT. That's your Cash App. You just want to bless Kayer and just say thank you for being part of it. There it is. Go ahead and bless. Anyway, I don't know why I did that, but welcome. Good morning, everybody. So glad to have you guys on. Today we are talking about our topic today. We're going to talk about keep going. We're going to talk about keep going. All right. How to keep going. This has been, this has been a year or a year and a half to remember, coming up on the anniversary of 14 days to flatten the curve.
We did it.
We did it. It's been a long 14 days. But we're talking about how to keep going. We're talking about, even in the midst of everything that's happening, how we can still flourish, how we can still keep it going and be the people that God intended us to be. My name is Pastor Ralph Graves Jr. I do pastor the Cornerstone Community Church. Good morning, Melanie. Pastor Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. Been there 15 years. Having a great time being a pastor there. But God has allowed me this platform. Make no mistake about it, it's a platform for everybody, but you just need to know that I am a believer, and I would encourage you to start a relationship with Jesus Christ. You can find me on all kinds of different platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, Spotify. I have a podcast that you can find on any one of your podcast platforms called The Unstoppable Podcast with Ralph Graves Jr. Some phenomenal people have been on there to really bless you and really kind of help you get through some of the stuff, or maybe just like listen to some great stories. So be on the lookout for that. Also have a coaching program called the Gulfstream Way. Ralph Graves Jr. gulfstream.com/apply, or just go to that website and find apply and become a part of the Gulfstream way. It'll transform your personal life. It'll transform your entrepreneurial life, your business life, and really make an impact in this world, to really make an impact in this world and be a leader that God has called you to be. So check out the Gulfstream way training program that's available to you right now. We launch in March the 1st. You could be part of that very first class, So there's some stuff we're going to get in today. We have our sixth sense. That's that story read to us by Kaya every day. I wonder where we're going with that today. That's going to be good. But we're talking about how to keep it going, If you haven't subscribed to my Truth Boost, go ahead and get my Truth Boost. Text C3E to the number 313131. And you'll get my Truth Boost every morning. So anyway, I think I did most of the housekeeping today. So let's talk about keep it going. The question of the day. Got to give you the question of the day. Janae, put that up top there. The question of the day. What's the biggest change you ever made, and what impact did it have? What's the biggest change you ever made? Good morning, Instagram Live. You guys are there. I see you, Veronica. I see you, Tahira. I see you, Alejandro. I see you, Sefina. I see you. Thank you for joining. Here's the question of the day. What's the biggest change you ever made, and what impact did it have? What's the biggest change you ever made, and what impact did it have? So we're going to talk about that today. So anyway, to keep going, point number one is this. In order to keep going through different times and different changes and things like this, I know you're probably sick of me giving you lists, but I'm just pouring into you what I get. I ain't making none of this stuff up. This is the stuff I get. Build your resiliency muscle. What does that mean, Pastor Graves? What does that mean? Build my resiliency muscle. Whether, wherever you're trying to make it, resilience benefits all. In other words, I got to have this stick to itness. It takes consistency to build any muscle, right? Those of us in the gym, to build muscle, have to be there all the time, right? It takes consistency to build any muscle, resiliency included. Start by choosing one small thing. I don't know. Maybe you need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Start by choosing that, right? Do it every day for a week, then for a month, then for 3 months. Add an additional small thing when you feel like you've got the first one down. So I'm talking about building resiliency. Hey, what's going on, Flash? Good to see you. I'm talking about building a resiliency. This is how we keep going. Whether it's silly or pointless or hard, remind yourself that you're building a muscle, and it's not supposed to be fun all the time. So I have to build, if I'm going to make it in the future, if I'm going to be who I'm called to be, if I'm going to make impact, I have to build this resiliency muscle. I can't just quit because things got hard. I can't quit because things got inconvenient. I can't quit because things got difficult. Learn to build a resiliency muscle, there ought to be some hard, what I want to call it, Janae, some hard ground that we stand on. Like, this is what I'm doing today, no matter how I feel. My manager, Seth, we challenge one another a lot. And Seth, if you're watching, thanks for doing what you do. He has some things, and he's doing this new thing now. And no matter what, he's reading 30 minutes a day. No matter what, he's exercising 30 minutes a day. No matter what, there's something. No matter what, there's a meditation. There has to be some hard lines, some hard stances that we take. And when you add it all up, it only really adds to about 2.5, 3 hours a day. Mm-hmm. Because, ladies, check this out, Kaya and Janae. We spend most of our day, and you guys listening, putting out fires, either for other people or just running from fire to fire. And we never really build our resiliency muscle. We never really build on what we're supposed to do. We say yes to everything a lot of times except for ourselves. What do you guys think about that? Chime in, ladies.
About the
hard stances that we need to take.
Yeah, I think I only have a few of those right now, but I'm working on building I'm like working on building my resiliency muscle. So it's like
Yeah.
there's stuff that I do only sometimes, and it's like, no, you know the benefit of that. You have to
Right.
keep doing it. And it's like, okay. And so I'm building that foundation of resilience.
Yeah. There has to be some discipline. If we're going to make it, you have to have some hardcore disciplines. It could be silly, but it's yours. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is the half hour that I read. This is the half hour that, hey, Miss Tina, how you doing? There are some things that I need to do. I can't rush and put out your fire right now. Okay. Miss Tina Cotto, friend of the family, friend of the show. She says fires and ignoring my needs and wants. You can't do that. Kaya, what say you about some of these hard stances? Do you have any? Is there something that you're going to do? No matter, listen, this is what Kaya has to do in order for Kaya to be Kaya.
So I kind of couldn't hear everything you guys were saying because like the words were going in and out.
Yeah.
I just heard the last part that you asked.
Yeah, about building your resiliency muscle. There has to be something, whether it's silly, whether it's crucial. There has to be something that you are determined to do every day, no matter what. We have to develop that. Is there anything like that for you?
I get like just the simple stuff, just like getting up, going to work, like doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know, doing what you're supposed to do to get to like your next set of goals, either
Yeah.
it's your weekly goals, your long-term goals, short-term goals, like stuff like that.
All right, very good. Flash Lewis says this. He says, I agree. Put it on screen for me, Janae. He says, I agree. I feel like when the demand of things around you require constant attention, that after a while you're responding to everyone, family, friends, supervisors, and everyone but yourself. You can get caught up in that. And next thing you know, Flash, life goes by. 5 years have gone by, 10 years have gone by, and you've become a really good firefighter. You become really good at running around, putting out other people's fires and really not developing into I had a conversation yesterday for an interview on my podcast. Will probably be up in a couple of weeks. Matt Aitchison from the Millionaire Mindcast. One thing about having a podcast, you get a chance to talk to a bunch of millionaires and you get a chance to talk to some people that really pour into you. And he said that you have to learn how to say no, but in a really diplomatic way. Like, you know what? You could just say no, like, hey, thank you for wanting me to be a part of that. Thank you for thinking of me. But right now, it doesn't fit into my schedule. You could be really cool about saying no, but don't be afraid to say no. You don't have to be on everybody's everything. You don't have to run around and do things for everybody. There has to be some time during the day where you are taking time to build this resiliency muscle so that you can make the impact that you're going to make. Hey guys, let's answer the question of the day. Thank you guys for joining in on that. I got plenty more where that came from. The question of the day is this: where it is. What's the biggest change you've ever made, and what impact did it have? What's the biggest change you ever made, and what impact did it have? I'm going to tell you the biggest change I ever made, if you care to listen, while you guys think about it. It wasn't the biggest change, but it was a big change. I retired from being a police officer, right? And so after 20 years, great career, enjoyed it. I can't kick no dirt, but I decided to buy a tow truck. I bought a tow truck. Flatbed. Yeah. I'm riding around. I'm pulling out junk cars, man. I'm making money hand over fist. Because here's the thing. Every time you see a tow truck, money's involved. They ain't riding around in a tow truck and somebody ain't getting paid. So I had a tow truck, right? And so I'm doing all that kind of tow truck stuff. And I was bringing home some cash. I really was. But it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't what I was called to do. I went from being a police officer to jumping in and out of a truck, hanging under cars, pulling stuff. I mean, we had some adventurous times, me and my partners. But one of the greatest decisions I ever made was to sell the truck and really step out on faith into the calling that God has called me to be. And I did that. And it's really led me into some great things, even led me here, led me to some wonderful things. So, but that's the impact that it had. Oh, it was a great change. I walked away from a lot of money, but you start maturing, you start understanding that life's fulfillment. There's one thing I found out by talking to wealthy people. What's your definition of wealth? It may not be a whole lot of money. It may not be. Most wealthy people, there are two different types. I'm not going to tell you the whole podcast me and Matt talked about. There are two different types. But what is your personal definition of wealth? And for me, it was wholeness of mind, wholeness of body. That's wealth to me. That was wealth to me. So that was a big change for me. So anybody else care to talk about a change? What's the biggest change you ever made, or one of the bigger changes? I can't say the biggest change,
I don't know. I have a couple coming up.
Yeah.
But they haven't happened yet.
So we don't know the impact that they'll make just yet. So we'll have to wait on them. We'll revisit that. What about you, Khayr? Have you made any changes in your young life that made some impact?
I don't think I made a big change yet. Like,
okay.
No.
Okay, all right. So I guess we could say, Khayr and I could say, graduation, like finish college. That would be a big change, right? Because like for me, I didn't go on for the master's. So like once I got out of college, it was a change. You are no longer in the safety of school.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in continued higher education, but but there's no longer that that space of I'm a student,
Yeah.
learning. It's like, no, now you're done now.
Right.
So I guess the impact would be now you have to apply it. You've gotten it. You've been certified. Now you have to show me what you got with it.
Very good. Okay. All right. Guys, we're talking about change, man. We're talking about the biggest change. We're talking about building resiliency muscles. We're talking about moving forward. We're talking about keeping it going. Flash Lewis says this: biggest change was choosing to give up my leisure time of playing video games to start graphic design. What started as changing how I use my time turned into now owning a heat press and creating stickers and customs for anyone in need. Yeah, I need to talk to you. We need something that says Ralph Grace Jr. Show or Unstoppable. I've been seeming the journey progress in almost a snowball effect. So one correct decision after another. This young man who I had the pleasure of watching him grow in high school. I met him when he was a freshman in high school, had a chance to coach him through football. I watched the changes and the challenges he has. And man, you're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you for stepping out and answering your calling and doing that. I often tell my grandkids, do you want to play the game or you want to create the game? I don't know. The impact speaks for itself between having and growing a business. Thank you for contributing that, Flash. Tara Jefferson Lyons on Instagram Live. She says this: relocating to Delaware from New Jersey, leaving family and church behind, and my family has been extremely blessed with friends, etc. in Delaware. So she left what was familiar, and it's always scary leaving what's familiar. But when you get to where you're supposed to be, that guess what? You say, well, I've stretched. This has greater impact. I have new friends. I have new goals and visions. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, guys, it's always difficult. Flash left his leisure time, left all of that and started something on his own. Anything you start is going to be scary at first. But as you build and as you grow, each level you go to, guess what? You'll be standing on what you've learned and what you've grown in and through. So build that resiliency muscle. Don't be afraid to make the changes. That's the question of the day. Anybody can jump in. What's the biggest change you made and what impact has it had on your life right now? We're going to take a break, man. This is flying through. It's 20 after 10 already. We're going to take a break on some ads. We're going to come back with our 6 cents. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about, Khayr is going to read a letter. We're going to give our 6 cents. We're going to continue to talk about how to keep it going. Okay. And my name is Ralph Graves Jr. You are listening, you are watching the Unstoppable program, and we will be right back. It's free.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I am the author of this book called Unstoppable. Now, what Unstoppable is about is it's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. Why don't you pick up your copy today? Go to my website, www.ralphgravesjr.com. Go to Amazon. This book is sold wherever fine books are sold, anywhere in the country. My name is Ralph Graves. Let's be unstoppable together. Okay, we are back. And I was just telling them over on Instagram Live, I want to remind YouTube Live, and I want to remind you guys here on Facebook Live, I still got mugs available. They're free. Ralph Graves Jr. Show mug. Nice mugs too. Kair designed them. Nice mugs. All you have to do is email me at ralphgravesjr.com. Say, hey, I want to get a mug. Send us a physical address, and we'll send a mug right out to you. And all I need you to do is take a picture of you in the mug and get it back to me. That is all I want you to do. It's all it costs. All it costs is a picture. We'll get the mug out to you this week. Kair, read us 2 cents. Which I'm excited to hear this. Guys, listen to this.
Okay. Dear 6 Cents crew, I'm very active and adventurous. I started an annual tradition with my daughter to take her on mommy-daughter adventures for her birthday, like hiking, kayaking, horseback riding, etc. We've done this for 6 years now, and it's been incredibly special. This year I decided to splurge on a trip. The complication is that my mom kind of invited herself along. She's pretty overbearing and can be quite unpleasant to be around. Mm-hmm. But I know she's feeling sad and lonely since losing her husband 2 years ago. She is not adventurous nor in good physical health. Walking a mile would be difficult for her. I told her that I was planning a lot of things she might not be able to do. She said that was fine. I said I could take care of the lodging, but she would need to buy her own plane ticket. Now I'm regretting this. I really tried to stay out of hotels. She yelled at me and said she needs a pool, so we have to stay at a hotel. I found a condo that was right on the beach. She got angry and yelled at me and said that maybe she shouldn't go. I fear this is the start of many more issues and will result in a miserable vacation. I honestly am tempted to tell her to just stay home. She has not bought her plane ticket yet. However, this will cause a huge problem in our relationship. What should I do? Good mom, bad daughter.
All right. Did you guys hear that? Good mom, bad daughter. So evidently mom planned a trip with her own daughter, and they do hiking and all that kind of stuff, but they planned a trip and her mom decided she wants to tag along, and mom is not being very nice. I'll let you start, Kair.
So I would say, I mean, I don't really see a problem with her going, but since you invited yourself, you can't change my plans on like what I have set up, like where we're staying and stuff like that. And as long as you understand that we're going to be doing things that you're not able to do, so you understand that, you'll basically kind of be doing your own thing, that's fine. If
Yeah.
you go, it's not a problem, but just don't complain because it wasn't designed, for you.
All right. Janae, your 2 cents.
No, I completely agree. I'd be like, all right, whatever. But this is not your trip. So this is what we're doing. And since you have to come, there you go. But yeah, I agree with Kair. Just she's not going to change my plans.
All right, here's my 2 cents. Mom need a man. Mom need a man. A man to squash all of that. Mom need a man.
A hobby.
Mom need a man. Mom need a hobby. Mom, listen, you can roll, but understand when you're rolling, I can't have 2 kids on this journey. You understand what I'm saying? I can't have 2 kids. No, but and I feel sorry for the young lady involved. What say you? What say you? If that has that ever happened to you? You trying to plan a vacation for you and your daughter, a vacation full of fun and activity. You have an overbearing parent that's trying to come along. They have some limitations, and now they're making this a little more stressful for you than it should have been. What do you do as a parent that's caught in between? You have a mom and you have a child. What do you do? And if you are a mother or father like this, don't be like that. Don't do that. So that's our 6 cents for the day. I can't wait to hear some of you guys' answers. Can't wait to hear some of you guys' answers. So we're talking about keeping it going. We talk about build resiliency, right? I'm gonna hit Jennifer's. Oh, Jennifer says this. Tell her this trip is not for you at this time. When we get back, we can arrange something that would better suit you at another time. Very diplomatic answer. Very good. Very good. You guys are smart. Joy Smith said, Mom needs the company of her peers. Yes, she does. I said that she needs a man. There we go. So Mom needs the company of her own peers that can rock with her at the level she can rock. So we're talking about keeping it going. Point number 1 was build resiliency. Here's point number 2. Surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with positivity. Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. If I'm going to keep it going, if I'm going to keep stretching myself, if I'm Flash Lewis, man, and I'm going to keep my business going, I can't run around and put out a bunch of people's fires. I have to surround myself with positivity. For many, being positive is helpful, especially in the stressful periods of time. You need some folks around you who are positive. You need some people who will generate some positive energy. The more feelings of negativity you have, the more it's going to slow down your progress. I don't care if you have to put up sticky notes. If you don't have that team around you, I don't care if you got to put up mantras. I don't care if you got to put up your favorite Bible verses. You got to put up your favorite affirmations. I don't care. You need to be listening to uplifting podcasts, watching uplifting YouTube channels. But whatever you do, surround yourself with positivity. I said this last week that you are influenced by the messages you receive, from the TV shows that are on to whatever. If you're going to keep it going, you have to surround yourself with positivity. How do you look at your circumstances? Your circumstances, and me and my wife were talking about it today. Your circumstances are not things, right? You decide. This is the superpower that you have. You decide how you feel about your circumstances. Now, I'm excited that it's going to be 58 degrees outside today. I've decided to be excited that it's 58 degrees. Some people, I could have been pissed off and said, man, I wish it was 65. But no, the superpower, the situation is, the weather is the weather. I'm in control of how I feel about it. Can't nobody make me mad. I'm in control how I receive any information. Can't nobody, that's the superpower that we have. So, and if I know this, then I just need to surround myself with positivity, especially if I'm trying to keep it going. You guys are young entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. You guys are family people. My daughter's on here, raising kids and trying to do some stuff. You know, you have to keep it going. You have to stay positive. Surround yourself. Now, we just talked about our sixth sense. I'm not sure mom brings a positive vibe to the vacation. Right? I mean, that thing Kyra just read, I'm not sure mom brings a positive vibe to the vacation. And so the young lady has to decide, is this going to be a positive vacation of bond building with her child, or they're going to be running around catering to a cantankerous mother's needs? What say you guys? What say you? Surround yourself with positivity. Sister Joyce Smith says, please avoid the yeah, but people. Whenever you hear people say, yeah, but, okay, you've decided to look at it that way. I've chosen to look at it another way. Yeah, but I usually check out when somebody says something like that. Now, again, and I'm not being mean. I'm not being, I have to protect what's in me. I have to keep it going. I have to do what's required of me in order to become whom I desire or been called to become. And so I have to surround myself with positivity. I'm careful about what I listen to and what I watch. There's a show on Netflix, right, that I really wanted to watch, and I have a Twitter account where I have a pretty large Twitter community, and I wanted to watch this thing on Netflix, guys, called I Care About You. And in essence, it's a story about this woman who takes advantage of senior citizens and actually gets them put away in the home. And she mortgages off the homes, and she actually gets a cut of it. But she runs into somebody, and it's like she runs into an older senior citizen whose support team is the mob or the cartel. And she said she's told to leave her alone, but she doesn't. But anyway, I was going to watch it. But the whole thing would have disturbed my peace. And my Twitter community was like, nah, don't watch that. It will, because it does go on in the world today. So I had to be careful about what I watch. You can't allow things that we watch to disturb your peace if you're moving forward and being who God called you to be. This goes along with the name of the show, Jennifer's called I Care About You. And I refuse to watch it. I refuse to watch a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not really good. I'm going to tell you the truth. I am not really good with, what's it called, Janae? Black trauma films.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not good. Can there be an African-American, just cool love story? Does Pookie always got to get shot?
Mm. There are more.
Can we just have a story where Black people actually live like I do? It's not that, why do I got to watch everything? It's constantly traumatic. But anyway, yeah, Rico, I know you're watching and you're a movie guy. Can you really just write a show where there's no Black trauma? Can you just write a Black feel-good movie? My experience has not been totally disrupted. Okay. Anyhow, I don't even know where I was going. Oh, be careful. Surround yourself with positivity. I don't know what I was saying. Go ahead, Janae, pick it up. Kaya, pick it up. I don't know.
I was thinking, I was trying to think of like what kind of person that I am. Yeah. And I'm not a negative person, and I don't think that it's positive all the time. I think most of the time I'm just pretty neutral. Yeah. Like how you said it's going to be 50 degrees outside. I'm good with that, like yeah. I don't wish it was 65. Right.
And you're a cold weather person.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, like it's going to be a good day. Like And yesterday it was raining, but I still was like, well, it's cool.
Yeah.
Just drive slower,
Yeah.
So I think I'm just, what's the, like with all the cups and it's got like half empty, half full. And then it's like a pessimist, the glass is half empty, an optimist, the glass is half full. And then like the realist, or like this cup has water in it.
Yeah. That's you. The realist just says the cup has water. That's where we should be. It doesn't have to be half empty. Doesn't have to be half full. Can it just hold water? Can it just be a cup with water in it? Can it just be that? I get a chance to decide. I used to think this way that we're talking was ridiculous when I was young and I was immature. I heard someone say, and this is even taking it deeper than that, and I'm gonna let Khayr speak. He said, if I believe 2 + 2 is 5, it's 5. it's just the way I see it. It's the way I see it. It doesn't have to be complicated. Khayr, what say you about this? Surround yourself with positivity.
I think it's important. You get bad vibes when you're around people who are just negative, and it's just
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to be around that like supremely negative person. And I had a acquaintance like that in college, and every time he popped up, I was like, oh snap, it's about to be some sadness. What's up? So like, and I used to like welcome him, like to like hear about it, but then I was just like, well, what are you gonna do about it now? Like, it's been 6 months and it's the exact same issue. What do you like? Do you want me to try it? Like, do you want help, or do you just want to talk about it?
Yeah, and you just want attention. You just want attention.
And then I was like, well, we can't talk anymore.
Yeah. Surround yourself with positivity, guys. Don't allow things to disturb your peace. We're talking about how to keep it going, okay? How to keep it going. Sister Joyce Smith said it's so draining, but guess what, guys? Guess what? You have the power to decide whether you give those people your time or not. You have the power to decide. I don't answer everybody's phone call. I don't. I have the power. I have dominion. Remember, God gave us dominion. Remember that. All right. So I don't have to run around and put out your fires. I don't have to run around. So surround yourself with positivity. Tell me how keeping it going. Okay. Next thing is ditch tunnel vision. What are you talking about, Pastor Greg? What do you mean ditch tunnel vision? Well, ditch the idea that it's always been done that way. Ditch that idea. All right. There are new and innovative ways to do things. There are better ways to do things. I'm glad that, they don't dig a ditch the same way they dug a ditch 10 years ago. Used to be 50 guys out there with shovels. Now they show up with a crane. It's new and innovative way. All right. Ditch the tunnel vision. Many of us have a rough idea of where our life is heading, right? You kind of have a rough idea. I've built resilience. I've surrounded myself with positive people. So now I need to ditch this tunnel vision, right? Sometimes we create timelines that cause us to have tunnel vision, right? So don't worry about when things are going to happen. If your beliefs are driving your behavior that leads to right actions, things will happen. Guess what? When they're supposed to happen. All right. You can get yourself in a tizzy. What's happening, Pastor Kim? You can get yourself in a tizzy worrying about, oh my God, I missed this timeline. No. Ditch the tunnel vision. Ditch the tunnel vision. Stay consistent in what you're supposed to do. Remember, belief drives behavior, and which simply means belief leads to actions. Let it lead to right actions. Stay consistent in the right actions, and then the things will happen when they're supposed to happen. Right?
I think sometimes you could also waste time.
Yeah.
In tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You'll just have like, this is what I'm going to do, but it's like, well, you could find out a different way to do it, or something that's a little quicker, or learn a new skill, and you'll need it later, but like you just have tunnel vision. So you get to the end of what you think, what you wanted. And it's not at all what you thought it would be because, you know, you didn't ever look around.
I've seen churches die because of tunnel vision. I've seen organizations die because of tunnel vision. Because of tunnel vision. Listen. I'm talking, plan for the future. Yes, plan for the future, but embrace the wild turns that happen along the way. Embrace them. Be able to forecast, embrace the wild turns that happen along the way. Get rid of this tunnel vision thing. Get rid of it. So we're talking about how to remain resilient. If you see things changing, if you're noticing different trends in where you're working, right? If you're noticing different trends, then get ahead of those trends, learn those trends, be a part of it, because things do change. Things ever evolve. I look at our school teachers and all that kind of stuff today. I mean, you know, man, to figure out how to teach kids online. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent way. Who knows? But whatever's going on, ditch the tunnel vision, embrace, prepare for the wild turns along the way. You know who the most successful surfers are? The ones who can ride the wave. That's who the most successful surfers are. You know, I'm a sports guy. I got a sports analogy for everything. You can't ride the wave, you ain't going to be successful. You know, so ditch the tunnel vision. What say you? Come on, y'all, chime in. I got about 20 minutes left. What say you about that tunnel vision? I mean, tunnel vision and determination are two different things now. Be determined and be expectant where you want to go, but don't have that tunnel vision on how to get there. All right? The goal doesn't change, but the plan may change along the way. And don't be afraid to do it. It's like a game plan. Let me go back to sports. If my run game ain't working, then I got to start throwing the ball. But the goal is still to score a touchdown. Anyway, that's where we are. The question of the day: what's the biggest change you ever made and what impact did it have? What's the biggest change you ever made and what impact did it have? We're also talking about how to keep it going. We talked about build your resiliency muscle. Stay consistent at something, ladies and gentlemen. Can you stay consistent just for a moment? Can you stay consistent? Surround yourself with positivity. Watch your messaging. Listen to the messages that you're telling yourself. I pick up a book and be mentored by the author. Pick up a book and be mentored by the author. All right. Even though Americans aren't reading anymore, find a book and be mentored by the author. All right. Listen to a podcast and be mentored by the host. Surround yourself. Stop watching a lot of negativity of the things that's happening. You know, I made the mistake last night, y'all. Right before I went to bed, I turned on the news. Why did I do that? I turned on the news, and I only had it on for 10 minutes. I didn't even think I had it on for 10 minutes. I was cleaning the kitchen, and it was on. I had to hurry up and cut it off. I can't go to bed with that. So I went to bed. I read, did some things, kind of preparing my mind to get ready for the next day. Right? Surround yourself with positivity. Joyce Smith says this, speaks for itself. Tunnel vision keeps you in the tunnel. Thank you for saying that. You only see the light, but never move toward it. So tunnel vision does, keeps you in the tunnel. Keeps you in the tunnel. That's what tunnel vision is. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. Listen, that's what we're talking about today. Build your resiliency muscle. Surround yourself with positivity. Ditch the tunnel vision. Here we go. Number 4, be comfortable with risk. How do I keep it going? In Churchanese, in the church, we call it walking by faith. Be comfortable with risk. During my podcast, and of all the people I talk to, and I only talk to a certain group of people, they have all had to get comfortable with risk to achieve where they are. If you are not comfortable with risk, it's going to be difficult for you. Imagine the spectrum of risk and comfortability. We all land somewhere on that spectrum, but it's not static. As children, we don't have enough life experience to understand the potential consequences of risky behavior. As we age, our learned lessons often make us play a little safer, but nothing big happens out of playing your life small. Nothing happens out of playing your life small. increase your risk comfortability by taking little risks every day. It looks different for everybody, but you can include things like just volunteering some places, right? Doing a new project at work. Do something that you don't have a background in. Okay. All right. Have a difficult conversation with a friend or family member that you put off for years. This helps you develop your comfortability for risk. Flash Lewis says this. He says on my last point, he said, I feel that in life, it's worth it to always see the goal and to plan the path from the end result down. So he reverse engineers, right? I think that if you have a plan with no goal, you get tunnel vision into working for your next move instead of understanding why you're doing what you're doing to ensure the best decision every day. That's a brilliant comment, young man. Thank you for that. Talks about reverse engineering. Okay, we're talking about, he was discussing the last point about tunnel vision. It's not good to have. You gotta be able to prepare for the wild changes. Become comfortable with risk. Become comfortable with it. Now listen, we're not talking about risky behavior. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about creating levels of risk that'll stretch your growth professionally. All right. That'll make you really develop that business plan. That'll stretch you financially. Are you responsible as you need to be with your finances? Listen, I was joking around the other day. I said, we've all been millionaires a couple times over. We just mismanaged what has come through our hands. So we're talking about being comfortable with risk. We're talking about that. Become comfortable with that. All right. Learn to grow with that in business and in life. You're going to have to you're going to have to do some things that not everybody agrees with. Everybody's not going to be the fan of you. Let me tell you this too. A good mentor, sometimes some of my best mentors have told me, no, I don't think that's going to work, but then told me to go prove them wrong. I remember those conversations. I don't think it's going to work, but you need to go prove me wrong. They encouraged me to take the risk anyway. And I was able to do that. Okay. So that's where we are today. What's the biggest change you've ever made? What's some of the biggest change you ever made, and what impact did it have on your life? Hey, are you young ladies, you comfortable with risk? I know you're kind of developing it. You guys are my daughters, and you guys are developing it and are growing, and it's little stuff every day. How do you feel your risk level is right now, Khayr, when it comes to developing your business and stepping out on that?
I feel like if it's worth the risk, I don't mind it. But some stuff, you don't know. So you're skeptical about, like, should I do it? It's a risk. Like, I don't really know. But if you know, like, if you're almost positive that there's a good outcome out of it, or like you're helping someone or yourself, and I don't have an issue with it, I don't really think twice about it.
Very good. Okay. Janae, what about you?
For the business, like for like a professional,
professional.
Risk, I understand it. I get it. It's like the risk is, excuse me. The risk is that you just haven't done it before, and you don't know exactly how it'll turn out.
Yeah.
But that you just weigh it, and you're just like, okay, well, either way, I guess, I'll learn something. So you just have to be comfortable with not knowing the outcome, because that's why it's a risk. You don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. All right. Next point, guys, in building this resiliency is this is what we must have until we get to our grave. I wanted to get to this. Adopt a student mindset. Adopt a student mindset. All right. Joy Smith says, honestly, she has regrets for not taking risks. And a lot of us do, but we can't stay there with it. All right. You may not be happy that you didn't take some risk before, but you know what? God gave you another day. I posted somewhere, it's a new day. Yesterday's mercies have expired. God gave me a new day with new mercies, and so I'm going to take advantage of this day. And if that means I got to take some risk business-wise and to grow professionally, then I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take those risks today. What I got to lose. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Most folks that I've talked to that are very, very successful, they'll say, hey, Pastor Graves, this is my 5th startup. This is my 4th or 5th try at this. I failed 3 or 4 times. Yeah, you see this, but I failed 3 or 4 times. I just took the risk. I bet on myself. Flash Lewis says this. He says, I get the reward will always be greater than the risk. Risk is win-win. If you fail, you'll learn and apply it to the next time. And if you win, then you've reached your goal. What a way to look at it. I haven't met anybody in all my travels that I have the pleasure and the opportunity to talk to that are doing some phenomenal things where they tell me it worked out the very first time. They don't say, hey, Ralph Graves, you know what? You know why I'm unstoppable? Because it worked out the very first time. No, I'm talking to 32-year-olds. I'm talking to 70-year-olds. They all say the same thing. This is my 4th, 5th shot at it, and it just happened to work out this time. So we're talking about keeping it going. And you have to adopt a student mindset. If you know it all, you don't know anything. If you know it all, you don't know anything. That's just the bottom line. I don't care how good you are in your industry. I don't care if listen, Elon Musk will never say he knows it all. Some of the world's best and brightest that we know have adopted a student mindset, always learning, always growing. What I've been able to do, I can improve on. We can improve on it. We can improve on it. We can do something better. We can, or maybe I've learned, maybe I feel like I've learned all I could learn in that particular industry. Let me develop a student mindset. Let me step into something I know nothing about and learn again. So if we're constantly learning, what a better way to adopt this particular mindset? Because we are constantly learning and growing. We need to be expanding our worldview. Now, if you're watching here in the United States of America, we have a very what's that word, Janae? We have a very it's a tiny worldview. We have a very
is that myopic?
Yes, we have a very myopic view. All right. Yeah, we think that everything rises and falls on the United States, right? It's not the way it's not the way it goes. So if I'm constantly becoming a student, I'm increasing my worldview. I'm growing in every area. Eric Brown said, "Mindset is everything." Thanks for tuning in, Eric. We have to constantly be a student, constantly grow, y'all. So if I want to keep it going, I got to constantly grow. If you're the smartest person in the room, please change rooms. That's why you need to go. Here's part of growth. You need to go sign up for the Gulfstream Way. RalphGravesJr.com. Hit apply. Sign up for the Gulfstream Way. You're going to be in a cohort with 15 other people who are constantly growing. They're doing different things. You might be in different industries. You're going to make some great networking, but you'll be stretching. You will be growing. Jasmine Jones says this: communication or communicate that this trip may not be a good trip to tag along with. Jasmine's going back to our 6th sense question. Our 6th sense question that Kyer read. Yeah, you're right, Jasmine. This trip may not be good to tag along with. But adopt a student mindset. Adopt it. God is not through with you. You're still here on the planet. Keep learning. Don't become the old person sitting in the house, the old miser, the one nobody wants to talk to because I don't like that. You still using a typewriter, and we're now at speech to text, and you still typing not even a keyboard. What's the old name of it? Y'all even too young to remember typewriters. What they call?
I like typewriters.
What were they called back in? I mean, like what was the typewriter name brand? Sister Joyce, anybody there? Eric Brown. What were they called? Like when we used to sit and type in class. I don't know. Brothers. Some of y'all, we still doing that. Y'all handing out flyers. Keep growing, keep learning, develop a student mindset. We're talking about being able to keep it going. I got 6 minutes left, right? All right. Say yes more. Say yes. Say yes more. I got to finish that. Say yes to some things that you're not comfortable with, right? I'm not talking about say yes to go putting out everybody's fires. I'm just talking about saying yes to, you know what? I've never tried that before. I've never tried that dish before. I never tried that fruit before. I never tried learning another language before. I never read that before. Let me say yes to these things. I'm a student. Corona typewriters. Exactly, Pam. Xerox machine. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, Xerox. We still say Xerox. We're going to Xerox something. Say yes more. This helps you to keep it going. Adventure out, try something you've never tried before. That helps you grow. Now, we're talking about saying yes, IBM. my crowd, man, my audience is that y'all taking it way back. We're talking about saying yes to things that are moving in the same direction that we're moving in, Flash Lewis. So we're talking about things that we're saying yes to, that are things that are helping me grow. Not saying yes to I'm putting out your fires. Not saying yes to I'm at your disposal every time you call me. We're saying yes to things that are helping us grow into our calling, into who we're called to be. That's what we're saying yes to. All right. Don't be afraid to say yes more. I'm into this thing now. I'm trying different things that I've never tried before, taste wise, and I'm enjoying myself. Now I don't like seafood. I don't like seafood. But my guy, this guy he prepared scallops in such a way. I had scallops in 30 years, 40 years, because I was somewhere they had scallops and they were horrible. And I vowed never eat scallops again. Oh my God, it's disgusting. Right. So our dishes came and they had scallops in it. I told my wife, I'm gonna try. It was Valentine's Day, y'all. It was like a surf and turf thing going on. I said, all right, honey, I'm gonna try scallops. I was hooked, but I said yes. I said yes. I'm eating all kinds of crazy fruit now. I'm eating stuff I never ate before. I'm saying yes. Saying yes to things for my health, things like that. Guys, what say you about saying yes more?
I like saying yes, especially like in the realm of experiences. Not so much to people, but to things. Like I'll say yes to like a new hair product or a new vitamin or a new exercise for my leg.
Right.
So I like saying yes. It makes life interesting.
Kayer, do you say yes to things that are helping you grow, that are moving in a direction you're trying to move?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to get Kayer's perspective. She represents the youngest of my audience. I know where my audience is. I know what age range we are, and she represents the youngest. And so I always like to get her perspective. So you are saying yes, right? You're saying yes
Definitely.
to things. Okay, very good. Eric Brown says, say yes to cross-pollination. A lot of us don't do that. I'm going to stay in my culture. I'm going to stay in my crowd. You better go get a worldview. You better say yes to some things. You better go cross-pollinate and see what's going on. We're talking about you becoming the whole human being that you are supposed to become. Guys, there's the show for today. That's it. I want to talk to you just about how to keep it going. The life that you want can in fact be yours. Janae, we didn't do the verse of the day. Give me the verse of the day. You let me just keep talking.
We always forget the verse of the day because you never go by the show.
I'm sorry. You guys hear me getting chastised publicly? Yes, he gives me the show. And I just, hey, thanks. What's the verse of the day, darling?
So the verse of the day. Be mindful of your goals and take all the steps you can to achieve them. Go left, right, and forward, but never go back. Luke 9:62 says, and Jesus said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. Wow. So stick to God and stick to the plan.
Stick to God, stick to the plan, stick to the plow, continue to grow. Guys, listen, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it's easy to start one. John 3:16 is simple. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Won't you join up with the kingdom of God today through a relationship with the son, Jesus Christ, and you'll get stuff from Christ like Luke chapter, what was that, Janae, chapter 5?
9.
Chapter 9. You'll get stuff from Jesus like that. Put your hand to the plow, right? Get started. Don't look back. Don't look back. Put your hand to the plow. Don't look back. Don't go back to the things that you've already passed along the way. So anyway, guys, That's the show for today. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being patient. Remember to keep it going. Remember, RalphGravesJr.com. Ralph Graves Jr. Apply. Become a part of the Gulfstream Way. If you want a free mug, RalphGravesJr.com. Send us a physical address where we can send the mug. And Khayr, make sure you get one. But guys, there you have it. Ladies, any final thoughts for today?
Say yes.
Say yes.
Have a
Khayr,
good day. Enjoy the weather.
enjoy the weather. Guys, listen, have a wonderful week. My name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'll see you next week. Hey, guys, don't forget Bible study, Cornerstone Community Church, www.c3ecornerstone.net. I'm on there tonight at 7 p.m., and we have a phenomenal Bible study tonight. So check me out there if you want to just grow in Christ. But my name is Pastor Ralph Graves Jr. I'll see you next time. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.